everybody. This is Michelle Mras, and you are listening to or watching Wednesday Wisdoms with Michelle. Now, today's topic is leadership test. And why am I thinking about that? Well, because I like to read a lot, and I tend to be reading at least 5 or 6 books or more at a time. And some of them are fun, some of them are serious, but a lot of times they tend to be a John Maxwell book because I tend to have them handy. Here's one of them. The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Follow them and the people will follow you. Now, some of you are watching and doing, well, I'm not a leader. I don't do that. I'm not in any corporate blah, 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 whatever you want to say. Well, do you have a house? Are you married? Are you not married? Whatever it is, are you a mom? Do you have children? Are you a dad? Do you have children? What is your state in life? You're a leader. You're a leader in something. If you are alone in an apartment, you are the leader of yourself. So I always like to read about leadership because it's a good way to understand people and where they're coming from. Now, in the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, my mentor, John Maxwell, he says, he asks, what determines a leader? And my thought was, well, what determines a leader in whatever it is? I mean, home, office, clubs, family, a team, well, whatever it is. There's always a leader. And I remember growing up and there was a cartoon, it was called Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. And the song was wait till your father gets, until your father gets, wait till your father gets home. And I remember thinking, well, that mommy was like giving all of her power away to the dad, because that's the kind of kid I was. So here's the thing. Who's the leader? Well, the leader is the one that people listen to. And if you're having problems and you realize that when you're speaking, do people really listen to you? Or do they end up talking to someone else and then they start doing what you asked them to do because you're using a second person? Well, we need to take control of that. If you're the leader, well, then you need to be the leader. If you're the leader in your house, in your team, in your club, at work, whatever it is, people follow the leader. You know how we used to play that game as a kid, follow the leader? It wasn't the one who said, I'm the leader, follow me. Because if you have to say you're the leader, you probably aren't one. Well, the thing is like Margaret Thatcher. She has a quote. She says, if you have to say you're a lady, you probably aren't. Same with the concept with the leader. If you have to announce that you are the leader, someone else probably is. Because it's human nature to follow the leader. Not even human nature, even animals. If you watch birds or geese, you know how they fly in that pattern in that V shape? They take turns being the leader, and someone will go up front and the other one will go to the back. They take turns. Well, sometimes that happens too, but people and animals follow the natural leader. So which one are you? Well, here's the test for leaders. And this is by John Maxwell. This is not coming out of my brain. Number 1, they have character. So who are they? People don't follow leaders that they don't find integritous. They don't want to follow a leader that they don't respect. So being a person of character is a huge thing to have, a quality to have as a leader, because people follow who a person is entirely. Who they are at work, at home, when no one's looking, that kind of thing. It's your character. So a real leader has character, not fake character. Who are you? Are you full of integrity? I mean, when someone looks at you, do they know, there's a $100 bill there. Well, that person's not going to take it. That's the leader. They're not going to take it. If they take it, it's because they're looking for the person who truly owns that $100 bill, that kind of thing. The second one is relationships. Real leaders, it's who they know. So basically, if you're a leader and you don't know anybody, or you don't associate with anybody, and then you expect everyone to follow you, are you the leader? More than likely not, because people follow the natural leader. So when you go into an organization, or if you go into a club and you want to be the leader, you can't say, I'm the leader, I'm going to sit here and watch everybody else. You've got to be part of the group. See, that's the thing. You have to build relationships, and You've heard that quote, you're the sum of the 8 people around you that spend the most time with you. That's the kind of person you are. So if you're in a group and you want to be the leader, you might want to be hanging around the rest of the other leaders. You know who they are because you can feel them. We can sense who the natural leader is in a room. If you have aspirations to be a leader in that room or in that club or in that office, whatever, you be around the people who are the natural leaders, and you will find yourself growing a sphere of influence. Now, if you are in a group and you want to be the leader, or you think you're the leader, but you're with the troublemakers, well, maybe you're the leaders of the troublemakers. You see, you need to surround yourself with who you want to become, because then you are. You pick up traits that they do or mentalities that they have. And leaders don't think of me, myself, and I. Leaders think of us. And how can I move this to another level? The vision is broader. So first was character, second was relationships. So who they are and who they know. And then the third is knowledge. What they know is very important. People follow leaders who have experience, who know things, who have a vision for what can happen in whatever status it is, homework, home. I keep saying homework, home, at the job, in your club meetings, in your teams, whatever. What kind of knowledge do you have about this? And it can't be fake knowledge. It can't be saying, well, I read a book that said, no, it's what do you know? Not what have you read, it's what have you known. The fourth one is intuition. Now, that's a difficult one because leaders are followed for their intuition. Now, when you see really strong leaders, let's say like Steve Jobs, the man had a vision. He had good character. He had relationships with people, and well, that doesn't sound good, does it? But he surrounded himself with smart people. And then he had a lot of knowledge, and then he used his gut, and he would say, hey, what do you all think about this? And it wasn't I think this is all good, let's follow me. It was, what do you all think about this? This is a team thing. And it was a feedback. And then he would say, well, my gut says. Gut plays a big part in leadership, because not everything that happens in the world can be done with only facts. Sometimes you've got to use your intuition in order to move through that. Now, that's not something I can teach in a Wednesday Wisdom, but intuition is a big part of being a leader. The next one, number 5, is experience. Where have they been? People don't want to go onto a boat where the captain says, well, this is my first voyage. I've never sailed a ship before, and I don't know where I'm going. No, people want to go on a boat where people know where they're going, right? And they know how to sail. Same thing with life. Leadership. You need to have had some experience in what you're leading, or people don't know what to expect from you when things happen. When they look to leaders, they hope the leader knows if bad things happen, a leader knows what to do. So number 6 is past experiences or past successes. What have they gone through? So basically, what risk have they taken? What risks have they taken, and what success have they gotten through that? Now, that's a huge thing because people, hi Jan, the gut is always correct personally, but it's really hard to explain that intuition about, should I go that way or not? Trust yourself. That first thing that pops in your head is usually right. Thanks, Jan. Thanks for joining me. So past successes, what have they gone through? Because no one wants to jump on a boat where someone doesn't know what to do. Or, I've always had smooth sailing, so I've never had a problem. Well, when I have a problem, then how do I go to you for help if you've never had a problem? So that's kind of where I actually started with this whole leadership test. So often we have leaders who don't want to show that they have problems, like that they failed in any way. And I truly believe in my heart that part of leadership is showing that you have fallen and you can get back up. When you talk to someone who you see as a leader and they say, I have never failed, it won't happen, because a leader would say, well, oh my gosh, I've fallen so many times. You should see my knees, but I'm really good at bouncing. I bounce high. That's a leader. Because when you fail, you learn. And leaders tend to be pretty proud of their failures because they know what they've come from, what they've come through, and what they've accomplished past the fall. It's pretty cool, huh? If you think about research anybody, people who have gone through some pretty amazing things and now are icons in our world. You know, there's a lot of people who've gone bankrupt and now are like multimillionaires owning half the country. You know, or Oprah was, you know, fired from whatever, and now here she is, Oprah. I mean, there's big things happen to people that you think they are so made of steel that nothing has ever happened to them. No, they're made out of steel because a lot of things have happened to them. So basically, the message I'm trying to get through with this is, or I am getting through with this is, just because bad things have happened to you and you've fallen, that doesn't mean you're a failure. You must get up and learn from it because that helps you become a stronger leader. How you deal with the pain. Now, the next one, number 7, is ability, what they can do. And I giggle about that because there's so many people that I've met in my lifetime who say, I am the leader. Okay, well, what have you done? I went to school. Okay, I appreciate you going to school because I've gone to school too, but not until you actually do something can you tell everybody else what to do, because you haven't experienced it in a real world situation. So we giggle, my scholar friends, we're like, yeah, you're theoretical. We did it. So no offense to all you scholars out there, but really, what is your ability? What can you do? What can you bring to the picture that no one else can? Or as John Maxwell likes to say is, what leadership level are you at on a scale of 0 to 10? You want to be up there, because if the higher you are, the more people that will follow you. Anybody who's wanting to grow as a leader will follow you. And more than likely, you have someone that's higher in the leadership scale than you because you're following them. So I'm going to give you the 7, okay? What qualities do real leaders have? And this is all from this book. You can easily find this book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. Where he is. There he is. Number 1, real leaders have character, who they are. Number 2, relationships, who they know, because the people they hang around with is a good summary of who they are. Number 3, their knowledge. What do they know? What vision do they have for the future? Number 4, their intuition. What do they feel? I mean, can they instinctually act on something, or do they have to weigh and hem and haw? Because when you're in a leadership position, hemming and hawing is not a good thing to happen, because even in a home situation, hey, Bobby just broke his arm. Let's move. What are we going to do? Okay, do this, do that. Let's get to the hospital. Not, well, let's see. Well, what pain level is he at? That's not the leader. No matter where you are, someone's got to be able to take charge and use their gut for making decisions faster. Sometimes you just can't weigh them. Number 5 is experience. What have they gone through and how have they come out of it? And number 6 is their past successes. Basically, what they've done, their risks and the risks they take and the successes they've made out of it and what they've learned out of it. And then last, their ability. What can they do? That's the 7 qualities of a strong leader. And honestly, if you have to say, I am the leader and stand up and speak loud, probably not the leader. And a good example of that is Mother Teresa. Very quiet woman, said a lot of really controversial things, but because of who she was, the character of who she was, her character, her relationships, her knowledge, her intuition, the experiences she has gone through, her past successes, and her ability made her the leader, a very soft leader who moved billions of people. And she still affects us today. Just because you're a leader doesn't mean you have to be the loud one. You can be a very quiet leader. Leaders don't have to be loud. Keep that in mind. So I'll go back to the first question I asked you. What determines a leader? And when you speak, do people listen to you? Do they really listen to you? And if they don't, and you really are the leader, what part of these 7 qualities do you need to improve on? Do you need to build on your character? Maybe surround yourself with some better people. Maybe, improve your relationships. Gain some more knowledge that you can give back to that community that you're working with as a leader. Work on your intuition. What do you feel? Is that right or wrong? Is it right or wrong? Number 5, experience. Where have you been? What have you done? What levels? I mean, can you say, when I was a clerk, I did this? I mean, what have you done? And then your ability. Number 7 is your ability. What can you do? So if you want to do the leadership test, remember those 7 things that you need to have in your life to be a strong leader. And remember, if you have to tell the people you're the leader, you're probably not. And find the person that they are following and perhaps shadow them for a bit and learn from them. Because everyone needs a leader in their life. And we all are leaders in our lives. Just what level, what quality of leader are we? So have a great day, everybody. This has been a really serious topic for Wednesday Wisdom, but determine what kind of leader you are. Grow the leader you are. Raise your leadership lid to be the best version of you so that you can make your world, your home, your job, whatever it is, a much better place. Until then, next week, have a wonderful week.